jury of 12 New Yorkers is about to make a historic decision about whether former President Donald Trump is guilty or not of 34 felony charges.
Joining us this morning to break down the charges, explain possible outcomes, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor Arthur Aidala. You've been in this situation more than once.
Yeah, a little bit. What do you think all my hair was?
So how does a jury start to decide 34 counts? Do they go in there, do they do an initial vote, or do they go through every single count?
So in state court, whoever was picked as juror number one is the foreperson. Their vote counts the same as anyone else, but they're supposed to be the one that fills out any notes to the judge, but it's not necessary. There often becomes a different leader inside that room. Don't forget, you have 12 absolute strangers. Now they've spent over a month together, but it's much different, like, oh, let's go get a sandwich or let's go get a cup of coffee. They're not supposed to be talking about the case. All of a sudden, when they go in there, someone who they thought was their best friend for the last 6 weeks is rooting guilty, and they're saying, what do you mean? It's totally not guilty. And all the tension starts flowing, and every jury room is different because you're taking 12 different New Yorkers and putting them together.
So it isn't like they go in there and they have an initial...
There's no rules. There are no rules of the game.
So they could go in there and do that, or they could go through every count.
I've had jurors who have gone in there and say, before we take a vote, let's talk about the evidence. Let's talk about what we think is strong, and let's talk about what we think is weak. I've had jurors go in there and tell me the first thing they did was take a vote. And look, just to show you how crazy it is, one the murder cases I've tried, after summations, after my summation, it was 11-1 not guilty on a Monday. On Friday, it was 12-0 for guilty. They totally flipped over the course of the week evaluating the evidence.
We heard that the judge may address them for about an hour. Will that be standard here, what he normally would say, or is there some special circumstances with this?
90% of it will be standard. That's reasonable doubt. How do you evaluate the credibility of a witness? You know, keeping an open mind and not listening to any outside noise, meaning any social media or anything like that. What's not standard is the actual crime, because a case like this has never been charged before. So the judge, normally judges have this literally a 3-ring binder they can go to and say, oh, this is what's been said in the past. Judge Merchan does not have that. He is creating this charge for the first time.
And just talking practically, you've been in this courthouse thousands of times. Not guilty, he walks out. A hung jury, he walks out. Guilty,
he walks out.
Well, the bailiffs will not put cuffs on him and bring him in the back.
Put it this way. If Alvin Bragg, the Manhattan District Attorney, asks for any jail time on a almost 80-year-old man who's never, forget about the President of the United States, an 80-year-old man who's never been in trouble in his life on a crime where there's really no victim, it's not like anyone got lost money or anyone got hurt. If he asks for jail on that case...
Well, they would say the victim would be the American people who were duped somehow into...
Alvin Bragg's whole candidacy, his whole tenure has been about second chances and, you know, people committing robberies and rapes and murders.
And technically he's a first offender. He's a first-time offender.
Exactly, right. He's a first-time offender. So they've gone light on those people. If all of a sudden now, in this case, oh no, we're insisting on jail, it would be it should go in the dictionary under hypocrisy.
I mean, you know, they just, you know, it wasn't... The DA did ask for bail money on some guy yesterday, who committed several hate crimes, punching women in the face. He's got a rap sheet. They let him out. They let him out yesterday.
But it would be very hypocritical.
It wasn't the Manhattan DA. It was the judge in that case.
The last question I want to ask you guys, because everyone is talking, I mean, I know you're supposed to ask me the questions, but the summation from the prosecutor was 5 hours.
I was going to ask you that.
When was the last time the three of us put together sat like this? No phones, no nothing, no
for 2 hours.
That's my point. I just sat there and watched one human being at a podium for 5 hours. Both of you are national anchors here. Editing. There's something called editing. You got to cut 5 hours down to 2 hours.
You think that could work against them in
some
way?
Look, do I think it's going to change the game? No. But as a lawyer, as your reputation, you know, you want to go out there and you want the media to come out and be like, wow, he did a bang-up job. And no one said either side did a bang-up job.
Are they going to find him guilty here?
That's more likely than 12 people finding him guilty is more likely than 12 finding him not guilty, and I'm going to tell you why. They've done a lot of opinion polls, and basically how you vote for president, Biden or Trump, is showing that that's your verdict. And in New York, in Manhattan, we know that Trump got 13% of the vote and Biden got 87% of the vote. That does not bode well for Donald Trump getting a full acquittal. I can also see a possibility there's 34 counts. They can say those checks that he signed, we're going to find him guilty on those checks, but we're going to be a hung jury on the rest of the counts.
Right, so they're felony and misdemeanor charges there.